Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm super excited to be making these episodes again. I've just had so many people let me know that they are binging this and binging, and I love that. And so I was like, I obviously have to get you guys more episodes. We've been doing so many things behind the scenes, building out offers, adding freebies, all the things. And the podcast has been on the back burner, but we are bringing her back. We're bringing her back strong. So love that. And we're going to start off strong with an episode that really is kind of like the culmination of a lot of the things I've been talking about recently. And what I have found with a lot of my audience is that you guys are these beautiful, talented, lovely, very, very capable quitters where you're giving up on what you want a little too easily. And there's so many reasons for that. I have so many resources around that if you're needing them. But I'm going to talk about the biggest reason that I actually see people give up on what they want and their really big goals over and over and over again. And when we're talking about this, it can be you giving up on the healthy lifestyle that you know is going to get you the dream body that you've been wanting since like 2018. It could be talking about you starting the business or you starting to be a content creator or you really going a lot bigger in the business that you have. Things like you want the 10K months, 20K months, the 100K launches, whatever that is. This is that. Whether it's you're giving up and settling in your relationship. My God, this drives me insane. The amount of people who come to me and are either like, I'm in a relationship in which I'm unfulfilled, or I'm just settling for less, or my partner, like, I don't really see a future with them, but I stay with them because I don't want to be alone, or I don't want to be single, or what if I can't find better? That's what we're talking about here too. We're talking about people who want to make more money, whether it's in a business, in your career, I don't care. People who want to make career switches. What I see time and time and time again is that we do not have what we want because we are giving up too easily. We're giving in too easily. We're giving in to emotional immaturity. I know you don't want to hear that, but that's what it is. We are giving up too easily because we are constantly self-sabotaging. Oh my God. I was talking to one of my clients today and she is pumping. Oh my God. Let me just spend a moment here. I love stories. So you're buckling in. I have a client who not that long ago, she believed that she was never going to make money. She was never going to get anywhere. She was just like this worthless, untalented little thing who could not do what she wanted. And she's grown so much. She is writing a freaking trilogy now, which is insane. And she loves what she does for work. And she's just doing amazing, amazing things. She also is pumping out content like no one's business. She's getting, I think, 2 to 3 TikToks out a day. And I love that. But then I went to her TikToks and there's these like little editing things that don't seem like a big deal, but it's contributing to her not getting more views. And I told her, I was like, fix this shit now. It's so simple. Just do it. It literally will add maybe 30 seconds to your editing. And she told me, my problem is that I'm afraid if I edit these videos, that I'll get a lot of views and attention. I'm more afraid of that than not having any attention on my videos. And I told her, I was like, why are we entertaining this at all? Do you want what you say you want or do you want your comfort zone? And it's things like that where we get in our own way. So today I really want to focus on just that big, fat, number one reason why you don't have more of what you want, why you're giving up too easily, and why you're settling. The number one reason is simply that you lack the self-belief. I'm not saying you lack self-belief entirely. I'm not saying that you don't have any. I'm not saying anything like that. But there is a certain level of belief needed to hit your goals. And I don't know what that is. It could be any level. You might need to believe a little bit more depending on the goal size, or you might need to believe a lot more. For example, whether you decide you want to manifest $100 or you decide you want to manifest $100,000, it's just different levels of belief needed. And whether you want to lose 5 pounds or whether you want to lose 40 pounds, same thing. It's just a level of belief needed. So all I'm saying is that there is a certain level of belief that you need in order to think differently about yourself, think differently about your capability, and therefore start taking really intentional, inspired action. You right now are very likely, if you're giving up, self-sabotaging, getting in your own way, doubting if it can be you, hesitating, holding back, giving up, quitting, it's because you lack that level of belief needed. This is a lesson that I have inside of my year-long community, Unlimited. And that community is literally all about you becoming unrecognizable in every area of life. And it's so freaking good. but it's a foundational video I have had in there since, I don't know, 2020, 2021, that is basically saying, until you get your levels of belief above the level of success you want, it's going to be hard, it's going to take a long time, and you're going to complicate it if you get it at all. Versus if you just raise your belief, then you become the person who very much is like, this is no problem, I can do this. There's no drama around it. You just do the work that you need to do to make it happen. And if that sounds too good to be true, if that sounds like it just makes everything easier, it's overcomplicating, it's just because you're lacking the belief that you need. That's it. If you are giving up, it's because there's the threshold of belief and confidence needed to get to your goals, and you don't currently have it, and there's literally no other way to cut it. And I want you to take it so seriously. People don't give up because things are hard. They give up because they don't believe they can win. There are plenty of hard things that each one of you listening has absolutely done, and you've done it no problem because you knew you could get through it. If you believed without question that success was inevitable for you, no obstacle would make you quit. I was telling one of my private clients the other day that if you gave a video monitor, a video screen of the future to the version of me in like 2017, who was so small and so struggling, and she wanted to give up on life, on herself completely, more than she already was. If you showed her a video of Mackenzie from 2020 or 2024, who became a confidence coach, who was living in California, who was doing everything she wanted, who was booking solo trips to Italy, who was just having the time of her life, meeting new friends and doing all the things that I very much felt was completely impossible, not something I could do, not something that I was worthy of. I went through a lot of shit between those years of 2017 and 2020. And I did get through it, yes. And I did come out the other side. But if you showed a video of who Mackenzie was going to be in 2024 to that 2017 version, and you were like, this is fact. It is literally fact that this is who you're becoming. There's nothing you could do to fuck this up. There's nothing you could do to reverse this. You are going to become a very big entrepreneur who changes lives from Indonesia to Israel to Nigeria to Norway. People come to you and they work with you. And when they work with you, their lives are changed. They will never be the same person. They are a completely new person who is wildly confident. And there's nothing you could do to not get this future. Every path you take will lead you to this. That 2017 version, well, she probably wouldn't believe it. But if she did, if you could somehow say the right things to get her to believe it, she would get through those hardships so much easier. Because she knew that the success that she wanted was inevitable. And she would know that everything she's going through, that she felt was just too much and too hard and she was hopeless through, she would have hope because she knows where she's going. And no, that's never going to happen to you. No one's ever going to come and show you a video of you from 5 years from now and how great your life's going to get and show you that you have everything you've ever wanted. But that mentality is something you can adopt now. The mentality of this success is inevitable. No obstacle is going to get in my way. I know that whatever I do, I'm going to have what I want. Like even just saying that, I'm like, yep. That's my reality. That's how it is for me. And if it's not, it's simply because you need to believe in yourself more. I want you to have audacious levels of self-belief, because when you have audacious levels of self-belief, it is literally like magic happens. Miracles happen. Things that once felt so wild all of a sudden are yours. I haven't been talking about this quite so recently, but if you've been around or even have listened to any of my old things, you know a concept that I talk a lot about is unrealistic success. It's just like the coin term for me, unrealistic success. What that actually means to me is not a certain level of success. It doesn't matter what the level of success is. It's simply success that you once felt was so impossible or out of reach for you. And that's what my clients do. That's what my people do when they get out of their disbelief, their doubt, their shame, and their excuses. And I hear a lot of excuses. And I want to say, excuses to me, it's not anything except mask that we put on top of fear. It's not bad. It's not because you're lazy. It's not anything like that. It's just you're really afraid. And it's easier for us to package that fear up into something like an excuse than it is to just name, I'm fucking terrified and I am not ready to do things yet. That is a way more honest truth, though, that if you give it to yourself, you'll do way, way better. So excuses that I have heard, and I just want to spend a minute on this, is I've heard that I can't do it because I have ADHD. I can't do it because I'm depressed. I can't do it because I don't have this or I don't have that, or I'm just this not that kind of person. Or something I've recently heard is I'm actually going to wait until after the holidays because I have just so much going on. When I hear things like that, all I hear is my goals aren't actually that important to me. I'd actually rather stay in my comfort zone. Or with the ADHD and depression, both things that I have, that people who have what you want have. They just don't use it as rationalization. They work with it. Or I'll have people say, I really want this. Oh my God, I want to start the business, and I want the big, big business, and I want the income, and I want the dream body that I want, and I want all this. I'm just, money's a little tight though. Which if you can't, here's the thing I want to really touch on. When money is genuinely actually tight for people, those people, 9 times out of 10, I have seen, they are resourceful, they figure it the fuck out, and they step up anyway. I have had people binge my free content and make $15,000 off it, then use it to hire me. I have had people who quite literally don't have the money act like my free resources are freaking the Bible. Like they use it crazy religiously. Like people really work for it when the resources are not there, or they find a way to make it work. Whether it's like they sell a piece of furniture, they work a couple extra shifts, whatever. I recently just looked at some of my screenshot wins from clients, and one of my clients, I loved her. I love her to death. She literally was like, I was homeless and I made this work. So when financial resources are actually tight, those people figure it the fuck out. They do, 9 times out of 10. But a lot of times when people say, it's financially tight and it's struggling, it's just another way of them saying, I'm not ready to part with this money because I don't yet believe I can do this. Or I'd rather stay comfortable and have this money than actually go after what I want. And if you're doing that, name it right now. I remember I had a one-to-one come to me, and it was one of the biggest investments she's ever made to work with me in that capacity. And I remember her very specifically saying, I'd way rather have the growth than this money in my bank account. And do you know what happened because of that? She was making $2,000 to $3,000 a month, and she had been at that level for 3 years. 3 years. Within 9 weeks of working together, she was making $10,000 a month and got up to $15,000 a month. She way surpassed the money that it cost to work together. So it's like, where are you making excuses? Because when you choose excuses over the effort of building up your belief or doing the work or just building the foundational skills needed to not give in so easily, you're choosing to stay where you are in your comfort zone over success. And every time you let that fear win, you're reinforcing the belief that you can't handle more, when the exact thing that you need is to believe that you can. If you wholeheartedly believed that you'd succeed, you'd never give up, and it is quite literally that simple. And for those who have wavering belief, where you're like, sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. I get in those seasons too. Everyone does. You just have to be more intentional with it. But when you're someone who's wavering in belief, you might get the success, but oh my God, are you going to draw out that timeline like it's no one's business? Something that you could have done in a month, you will take 6 to 12 to 18 months to do because you're constantly wavering. I see this in entrepreneurs all of the time. All of the time. Their lack of belief and when I say lack of belief too, it sounds like, I just don't know if I can do this, or like, what if I can't? And it's fears, all of that comes up. They take so long to make it happen because they're constantly in this emotional turmoil, back and forth conflict in their head of whether or not they can do it and wanting it, but I don't know if I can, but wanting it, and I don't know, it's just really scary that they just literally 10x the timeline of what it would take. Where are you doing that? And what I have noticed is that everyone says they want the results. Everyone says they want the dream body. Everyone says that they want the big business. Everyone says that they want to make more income. Everyone says that they want the dream relationship. But very, very few are willing to release the fears, the excuses, the doubt, and the disbelief needed to get there. When all you actually needed to do, All you needed to do to be able to go do the scary things, to be able to take the risk, to be able to get consistent or take the action is build audacious levels of self-belief, to build levels of belief that are higher than whatever your goal is. And every single person who has already had what you want, the better relationships, the fit body, the bank account, the whole package, the business, the income, has had the same fears, doubts, and excuses as you. They just chose to do something about them. When you build your belief is when you start showing up differently for yourself, is when you start trusting yourself, is when you start respecting who you say you want to be and the desires you say you want to have. I'll tell you right now, if you are someone, and I work a lot on this with clients, if you are someone who you want to lose 10, 20, 30, 50 pounds, and if that's not you, make this an income goal, make it to your goal. If you are someone who you want to lose the weight, but you don't think that you can do it, or you don't think it's possible for you to look like the body that would be 50 pounds down, or you think that having to do so would require you only eat salads and that makes you want to die inside, or you think it will require going to the gym for 60 minutes a day and that's just not something you have, or that you're terrified to go to the gym because what will other people think of you, or you have a very toxic relationship with food and you're really struggling. And again, if you're doing this with money, you have a shit relationship with money. Apply it where you need it. Then what you are not going to do is put in the action and think about yourself and your body and your goals in a way that sets you up to take action. You will stay in your same habits. You might try some new ones, but you'll largely stay in your same habits. You'll keep viewing yourself in the current body that you have. And what will happen is that you will not get what you want. And this literally perfectly applies to everything else I've talked about: relationships, business, money. Versus when I say you just need to build some belief that is on the levels of what you need to have in order to go after your goals, it's not rocket science. It's not even hard. You just don't know how to do it or are scared to do it, which both are solved inside Audacious. It might look like the belief of, I can do hard things. It might look like the belief of, I take care of my body, and identifying as someone who does that. It might look like putting your focus so much more on how proud you are when you do things for your goals than the fear of doing those things. They're very simple. You simply need to develop more high levels of self-belief, audacious self-belief. And I promise you, when you develop audacious self-belief, which is available to everyone listening to this, there's nothing so special or unique or snowflake different about you that you couldn't be a very confident person. I have worked with people who have been in the depths of depression, who have wanted to give up on their lives, who were homeless, $80,000 in debt, all sorts of shit that you can't even imagine. And they have done it. So there's no one who cannot do this. It's just simply, where's your starting point and how much work do we need to do to get you to audacious levels of confidence? And it's not hard and it doesn't take a long time. You can build audacious self-belief and watch as your entire life changes. Let me go back to where we started. Most people don't have what they want because they give up too easily. And they give up because they lack the level of belief needed to hit that goal. The reason you don't have everything you want is because you need to believe in yourself more and you haven't yet. So the question is, are you going to do something about it, or keep settling and letting fear win and making excuses and pulling back and self-sabotaging? I absolutely, if you can make the decision to, even if you're afraid, you're like, okay, I'm going to try. I want to change this. I don't want to keep staying where I am when I know I want so much more and when I know I'm capable of so much more. If you are willing to try, I'm locked in if you are. And Audacious is the perfect place to freaking start. It's my membership all about building audacious levels of self-belief, self-trust, and self-respect so that you can show up for yourself and get the crazy results, where you can land brand deals, where you can lose 20 pounds, where you can meet your fiance, go from single to meeting your fiance, where you can literally upgrade all your relationships, where you can triple your income. Those are all things that people have done inside Audacious because they decided that they were going to build their belief and see how good it could get for them. It is literally $2.75 a day. It's nothing. It's literally nothing. It's so easy for you to join and get inside. And if you physically cannot do $2.75 a day, I would look at either A, where can I cut some costs, like a coffee, to be able to, or B, if you really, really, really can't do it, then binge the shit out of everything else I have for free. And I promise you, you can see some success with that too. And then come join. I am so ready to help you change your life. But are you ready to change your own life? That's the question. All right, I'm going to wrap this episode up here. I'm going to leave in the show notes a freebie for you, and I'm going to leave Audacious's link for you. And I'll just say too, I have a fun little deal going on right now for Unlimited. And Unlimited is my year-long community where you and I are getting you're coaching with me every single day. Every single day. It's for the people who are like, I'm so freaking committed to becoming unrecognizable in 3, 6, 12 months from now. You want to up-level everywhere and you're done playing games. You want a community of people doing it with you. You want every piece of content I've ever created, every training, every resource. It's so good. I have a deal on that right now if you want to reach out to me. And that is without a deal. It's $500 a month. Okay. So I will leave links below. And I'm so, so, so excited to welcome you into my world and see how good it can get when you build your belief.